Something that I've talked about before that I don't really think is talked about enough is how the abortion message has infiltrated so many areas of our culture. And a big one of those being is that having children are going to end your life. That children are the worst thing that could happen to you, that your life is basically over. And people who want to keep their children are being convinced or even forced to have an abortion because they don't fit the absolute perfect scenario of bringing a child into this world. And I see this all the time. I saw this on a Reddit thread recently that made me think about this, and I think it's something that needs to be talked about. This Reddit thread says, "I'm pregnant and have to make an impossible choice." She says, "I, 23 female, just found out 2 days ago that I am pregnant and feel so lost and lonely. I deal with some pretty major health and mental health issues that I am getting therapy for and will be talking about with my therapist. I'm married to a 26 male, amazing man, but we are struggling financially, and even though we have a car and a home, our monthly expenses do not allow for a kid, and now I have so much to think about. I do not want to terminate this pregnancy, but me and my husband are horrified to find ourselves in this predicament. My husband believes it's not smart to keep this baby, and logically I agree, but sadly, I still want this baby, our baby, so bad. I live in the States, and some of the laws here are going to force me to make a decision sooner than I'm ready. I could just cry. I want to do right by everyone, but it feels like I'm going to lose no matter what I choose." What I see is a mother who wants to protect her child and is fighting the demons of our culture that's telling her, unless you fit the absolute perfect scenario, you don't have the right to bring a child into this world. You really shouldn't. That's a bad decision. Even though you want your baby, even though you don't want to kill your child, you still need to. And that's affirmed by almost every single one of these comments. Somebody else said, "I was in the same position as you guys. I also noticed that the hormones the baby was producing really made me lean towards keeping it." That's called your motherly instinct of wanting to protect your child against absolutely anything. That wasn't the hormones making you crazy. That was your natural instinct saying, "I know that this child is mine and I want to protect it." But she went forward with an abortion. Why? Because that's what the people in her life were telling her to do. She felt like she didn't have the right resources. She was scared. And the honest truth is that when most people look at a pregnancy test, there's a lot of emotions that come with it. Fear, stress, anxiety, excitement, anticipation. It doesn't matter. The reality of all of those things is that it's your child. And you just found out that your child exists. And so the first thought shouldn't be, am I going to keep it? The first thought is, how are we going to make this work? Because the reality is there are so many resources for women, but they just don't know about them clearly. Another comment says, "You're considering the right thing to do. If you are not ready, you are not ready. Try again when you are in a more stable position in life. You'll be all stronger and wiser from it." Another person said, "I was in a similar predicament. I was so scared and shocked. Whilst I didn't feel ready to have a baby, I also really wanted to keep it. My partner, on the other hand, said it wouldn't be a good idea to bring up a child right now as we weren't financially stable enough for a child long term. And I had just moved in with him, so I didn't really have support network where I was, and my family and friends were hours away." Again, another woman who wants to keep her baby, and her partner is like, no, financially, we can't handle that, so let's kill our baby, okay? I can just picture the type of guy this is, the annoying finance guys that just listen to finance podcasts and only care about themselves. This is what it is. It's saying, well, I still want to be able to do what I want, to live how I want, to spend my money in any way that I want. I don't want to have to give to anyone else. That's what I see, is these men being like, we're not ready, even though their wife or their partner is in agony trying to make the decision over here because she knows it's her child. She can feel it. You know that it is your baby. You know that it is a baby growing inside of you. But culture is telling her you have to suppress that natural and biological instinct to protect your child. You have to suppress that so far down that you never think about it again and just kill your child blindly without ever thinking about it. That's what this message is. And it's so incredibly infuriating. It's infuriating because women deserve so much better than that. You know what this woman deserves in the comment section? Hey, you are valid for feeling scared, but you should know you have support, that people care about you, that people love you, that there are other options other than abortion, and there are also resources to alleviate some of the stress around your pregnancy. If you're struggling financially, if you are worried about making ends meet, if you're worried about your job, whatever those things are, we can figure that out. There's people that are going to walk alongside you and figure that out so that you don't have to choose between your future and your baby. You know that baby growing inside of you? They are so precious and valuable. But our culture doesn't talk like that. Our culture only speaks about children in an absolutely passive and mean way. Children are a blessing. Children are beautiful. It's what makes this world beautiful. Have you ever spent time with a child? They make you think about what the meaning of life is, of why we're here, to see them play and their little creative thoughts, and they're using different things to pretend they're on the phone. Children are beautiful, but our culture doesn't talk about that because it's sleep around, don't commit, don't settle down, sleep with men that don't care about you, that don't even want to commit to you. And then if you get pregnant, just kill it and keep living your life. Keep grinding it out. Keep working on your career and you'll be happy. What we're finding is that women aren't happy like that. They're not happy. These women, do you think that they're sitting here right now thinking, I'm so happy that I have a partner that doesn't support my desire to keep my child? Do you think they're happy? No. These women are in agony. They're stressed. They're scared. And they deserve more than idiot men telling them that, the situation's not right. Maybe one day I'll let you keep the baby that I willingly created with you. It's tragic. And women in our culture deserve a heck of a lot better than that. But another interesting theme that I keep seeing here is this. Babies are so much harder to actually deal with than think about dealing with them. Termination is the less selfish thing to do in OP situation. They would all be miserable. Explain to me how putting your child's life first is more selfish than killing them. Explain to me how a child would be so much more miserable alive than dead in a trash can at Planned Parenthood. Explain that to me. Explain that to me. That makes absolutely no sense. And again, there's no help here. There's no hope here. Yeah, parenthood is freaking hard and women need support and help. You know how they say it takes a village to take care of children? Well, yeah, that takes sacrifice. That takes people in your community, whether it's your church or your neighborhood or your school or whatever it looks like, coming together and being like, hey, let's all get together and let's raise these children so that they have amazing childhoods, that these moms are well rested and prepared and able to take on the big task of being a parent. Let's make sure that dads are involved. Let's make sure that we're working together. No, we don't have that anymore because our culture found out very quickly that when you enter an abortion, all actual help and support can go out the window. I talk to pro-choicers all the time about this, of what are you doing to support women who want to keep their babies? Nothing. Because abortion gives you the excuse to do absolutely nothing. Abortion gives you the excuse to neglect and ignore women. Abortion gives men the excuse to sleep with women and then not deal with any of the natural consequences of that. Abortion is destruction. Women, children, and families deserve better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop on Reddit and I'm going to leave a comment and I'm going to tell her how precious her childless life is, how difficult this road will be, but how she will never regret keeping her baby. She will never regret putting her child's life in front of hers. She will never regret knowing and loving this baby because the reality is that abortion hurts. And abortion comes with a lot of side effects that no one talks about. Well, no pro-choice person talks about. Women deserve better than that, and she deserves resources and options. And they're available. There's pregnancy resource centers. There's organizations and people on Instagram that host fundraisers and baby showers so that women have the resources they need. Because being pro-life doesn't just mean we want to protect children in the womb. It doesn't just mean we want to protect women. We want to build families. We want to make sure that they have the resources and support to not only exist, but to thrive. And that's what the pro-life movement is doing every single day. We just need to get the word out there so that women like this know that they're not alone. that women like this don't ever have to feel shoved in a corner to choose to kill her child or to be left alone with no support. Women deserve better. And I and the entire pro-life movement will continue to chant and advocate for that every single day until abortion is not only illegal, but unnecessary and unthinkable. Where women's first thought when they get pregnant isn't, oh my gosh, I might have to end this life of my child, but their first thought is, I can't believe I'm having a baby. If you just found out you're pregnant and don't know what to do, you're scared, maybe you have people in your lives that are encouraging you to choose abortion, know that there are resources. You can go to standingwithyou.org right now, type in your zip code and find all of the pregnant and parenting resources in your area. You can get connected with several pro-life organizations that are willing to help you and support you. There's people that care about you. You can message me on Instagram, and I will do everything that I can to make sure that you know that you are loved, cherished, protected, and that your baby's life matters, and that you don't have to choose between the life of your child and your future.